you up with some
I packed all this stuff up today for nothing.
Call this meeting to order. Do the pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Join me in a quick prayer. Heavenly Father, guide our hands and our minds this morning as we contemplate the county's business. Keep in mind our county colleagues in Steubenville, where there's recently a shooting, and keep all of our county employees safe as we contemplate the dangers in this world today. In your name we pray. Amen. Roll call.
Commissioner Kirschner? Commissioner Thomas?
Here.
Commissioner Swayze?
Here.
I'll accept the motion to approve the digital audio video recording of the previous board session from Tuesday, August 15th, and the written index of the meeting.
So moved.
Second. Roll call? On that? No.
All in favor, say aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Any adjustments?
I have none.
Either. So we'll go with the agenda as presented. Old Business Justice Center.
We have our team meeting this Thursday at noon out at the Public Safety Building. And the recent, the latest report that we received, highlights of the things going on this week in construction, because some of it's behind the walls now, you can't see. Of course, the brick veneering was to continue on the outside, cast stone installation, it says, on the inside, interior painting, interior drywall on first, second, and third floors, elevator installation, second floor ceiling grid. So lots of things continuing, and this is posted on our website for those to see.
Did we get an update on the generator when it's going to arrive?
I don't know. They haven't said. I knew they had it ordered, but I don't know if
Didn't see
it's
anything on
received or not.
It was something we talked about at the last meeting, that it was a critical kind of thing.
We'll
so
remember to ask
let's
that.
remember to ask
Yep.
about that, because I think they had felt, other than the cupola and the generator, everything
Was gone. Yeah.
was in their control.
Okay.
What was the date and time of the Masons event? You
The
remember?
cornerstone ceremony will
Yeah.
take place on Friday, the 15th of September at noon.
At noon?
And other details, yeah, and actually we'll confirm that with the meeting Thursday, but we had a meeting with a Mason representative the other day, and that was the time we talked through with him.
Thank you.
Okay. I
He
think
said
we
due
had it
to-
on at 5.
Oh, and I had down a different time than 5 on something, but with the people coming from other parts of the state, he didn't want it too earlier in the day, so we kind of agreed upon noon.
Yeah.
And as well, we didn't want it too late in the day either, I suppose,
Right.
with the travel.
So yeah, that's kicked off the Heritage Festival.
Thank you.
And statue is, we'll get an update on that on Thursday.
Yeah.
Justice, she's coming later.
Yeah, they had an audio-video meeting that Tom Potts was there last week, and they were showing some of the photos of
Oh,
the
okay.
statue, so,
Okay, maybe he'll show us those Thursday.
yeah.
And there's a question to us that, on what the terrazzo should
Yes.
say at the entrance.
Yep.
And that's gonna be on the agenda for Thursday as well, is my
Yeah.
understanding,
Yeah,
Yeah.
what the wording would be in that.
whether it's Justice Center, Seneca County, Tiffin, Ohio.
Yeah. I like Seneca County Justice Center, Tiffin, Ohio. I thought that was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I thought too, I liked all that, if they could put that in there.
Okay. Do you have an update on the annex of the juvenile probate, when we're going to see something back on that?
Yeah, I actually talked to Abby yesterday, and I asked her for some timelines, because Tanya mentioned you asked about it last week. They just got the final last pieces of Jay's, his courtroom changes, so the witness stand is what we weren't sure of. She's hoping we'll have bid specs, cost, and everything by the end of September, getting bids out by October and be able to award it before the holidays. Yes, depending on what the cost comes in at, so.
So at what point in this process do we get to carve that up into alternatives?
I don't have any of it carved out yet. If you need it carved out, I'll have to let the architects know. If we're thinking about eliminating something, if the cost is too high, I can do that. And we could probably do it after they give us the initial cost. I don't think that's too late. We wouldn't have bid it yet, but if we decide, you know, I don't know what he would be doing that we would change, but yeah, if we decided to take it as an alternate and do it separately, then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what all's involved at this point, what all's being proposed.
Yeah.
And the budgeted amount really doesn't matter to me, that's, you know.
Irrelevant, yes.
Irrelevant to me.
Yep.
But you know, my question is, you know, specifically on carpet, you
Yes.
know, I don't think that, I definitely want to see if we're going to do flooring, that to be an alternate.
You want that as an alternate, because we were
Yeah.
putting that, being it's, you know, as old as it is, the building's gonna be empty. It was a suggestion, not from the architect, it was actually suggested from the county that we, since the building's gonna be empty, we redo the
Yeah.
carpet and we redo the paint. We were gonna, what we've got proposed is following the Justice Center's tile into the annex building, all the colors staying with the Justice Center, since it's one building, is what we've, you know, we're proposing to do for that, so.
Yeah, I've got a couple issues with that. One is, you know, I don't want to pay engineering fees on flooring.
Okay.
That's one of my issues. The other issue that I have is, you know, we just had a Justice Center meeting in Shuff's courtroom, and that carpet's immaculate, and I can't justify replacing it. So, I mean, I invite any of you to go in and look at it. It's perfect. It's only 11 years old. It's better than any carpet in my house. So, I mean, I have a problem with replacing that just because.
I don't know
So-
what the floor plan, what moves, and then if you're gonna see more wear because of anything that's
Oh, yeah.
on top of it now going to move, and then you're gonna clearly maybe see, but like, I was there, but I didn't concentrate on the carpet. I'm not sure if I was in his courtroom or Kelbley's maybe though, the last I was up.
Wasn't it Shuff's?
Second floor, I
It was
think,
Shuff's,
yeah.
okay. But-
So, you know, flooring is really one of them. I mean, that's a building that was specifically built for juvenile probate, so, I mean, there shouldn't be that much modification. And I get the continuation of the tile, that makes sense to me, I get that, and that's shown a little bit of wear. But the rest of the floors, I just don't know what they need. And so, you know,
It
I would-
wasn't all floors, was it? It just was the carpet areas and then the entrance coming in from the new building.
Right. Like the bathrooms and all that stuff are all gonna stay the same, and
Wasn't
it
that
was just
stuff,
the,
my understanding, but.
yeah.
Yeah, I just, you know, I just need, I guess need to see what they're proposing, because, and I think we may want to carve some of that out as alternates, because I'm not that enthusiastic about.
I'm just not sure what we have outlined in the scope. I guess I gotta be cautious on what we say now taking out, you know, it's kinda like, not that we're trying to get under prevailing wage, but as an example, we can't ever take something and purposely chop it up so that we avoid prevailing wage, and that's not the effort, the attempt here by any means. So is there anything with what we had already contracted with them to do that impacts? I mean, we can list alternates, by all means.
Right.
But they're proposing the things that we put in the scope for them to do.
Right.
Yeah, right. And in that is, you know, 7% of the project. And I don't think we should be paying 7% of an engineering fee on carpet.
I mean, it's standard and you know,
It doesn't
they
have-
do all the work for it. I mean, the terms of getting it figured out.
But
and all
the
that
bigger
kind of stuff.
point is, I don't think we need to replace
Right.
much of the flooring.
Okay. I mean, there will be, you know, some benches being removed, or not benches, the pews being removed. There's gonna be, talking about, pushing one of the walls back and, partial wall anyway, moving it back. Just some demo work, so I don't know what the carpet under there's gonna look like. The one floor, the jury box will come out because they don't need two
And we haven't
courtrooms.
agreed to any of that. That's just
Just proposed.
proposed.
When did you say
So-
she was gonna have, the next thing she was gonna have to do was when, and what was it?
Well, she's still working on stuff, but she was hoping to have us the final amounts and cost by the end of September.
Final license end of September. I didn't read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that, you know, the taxpayers expect us to be conscientious about that, and you know, anybody who's been in those courtrooms would say they're fine.
And I disagree. I think they need change, but that's your decision, not mine. And
I'd have to
that's
look at them
what we-
closer. I just know the opportunity to do painting and that kind of stuff while it empty is by far a, you know, a better opportunity and time to do it. You know, not if it was new, we gotta paint because it's gonna be empty, but if it truly, we think it's going to somehow need to be replaced in the next few years, then we can look at all that.
And I'll make sure, I'm pretty sure we could pull alternates out even though she's working on these. So if there's something you guys decide, you know, that's just way more than what we wanna spend, we can put it as an alternate. Cause it can always come in cheaper when bids actually come in, just like we did with the Board of Elections space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't want there to be a presumption that this is going to go forward as proposed, because I haven't seen the proposal, and I don't know
No.
what it costs, so.
The last drawings I brought into you is the newest one I have. Like I said, Judge has been working with them to kind of work on that witness stand and some slight renovations up there. I have no idea what the cost is going to be, so.
Yeah.
I mean, we may get a cost and say absolutely not, we can't do it, but I think he's asking for very little. Yes, it was designed for them, but he has changed the way they do things, and there's gonna be different departments that he's bringing into this building. And I know commissioners, I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to Jay about that stuff, but previous commissioners, you and Mike has specifically went down there and talked to Jay, and Jay's explained his thought process and what his needs are, and previous commissioners have agreed to that. So I don't know if you wanna, you know, set up a meeting with Jay to go over it. He can explain it obviously much better than I can, because it's his space and he knows how his space needs to flow. So, but we can do whatever you guys wanna do. I mean, it could even be, you know, we can have work crew, talk to the sheriff, see if work crew can pull some of the carpet out, or, I don't know. Or we could do it separately. We just haven't got that detailed in yet. We wanna see what the actual construction costs are gonna be,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah. Yeah, we could find some big surprises and decide that. We've gotta
Yeah,
totally look at things differently by all means. Not just an open checkbook.
and I can try to get an updated, drawing of it for you, because the last one I have is the last one I brought into board, showing what the differences were proposed at. So, I can do that.
Okay, any other old business? New business?
I just wanted to give just a very brief, I'm really not gonna do it justice, but update from the Fostoria Economic Development Corporation meeting. I attend those as the commissioner representative from Seneca County. And, you know, they got a number of great things going on. And some of the highlights that she hit with the director, Renee Smith, was their workforce survey. They, you know, of what they're getting back, 51% participation rate. They're gonna still strive for more, but they're pretty happy with that for the survey efforts going out to all the businesses and what they anticipate new hires, average hourly rates, what percentage of they're trying to, positions they need to fill, et cetera. So that's all good information. They have a facade program as well as Downtown Tiffin does here, and that's led to over $110,000 in investments, I believe is the number she said with that. The land bank, which is our county land bank, and Renee has been our lead admin, I guess that's the right way to say it, person for that. She said that she was reporting to them at the meeting on the 17th that the contractor pre-qualification forms have been sent out, and those are going to be required for any of the contractors to do work and or demo with the land bank. So that's kind of an update on where things are at with that. And then they just have a whole bunch of projects, just as we hear from David Zach, with various names that are, protecting the confidence or the confidentiality of the economic development folks. But from their spec building, they've got some leads on that. They've got a spec building up. Project Alpha is a very large project, and it looks like that one's been going on for a few years. That they're increasing the options on the number of acres that they've got in options for that project. And again, there was a whole host of others, but just wanted to highlight the fact that, we are represented at those meetings on a monthly basis, and to keep abreast of what's going on in Fostoria. So.
And I do appreciate you attending those meetings and being involved. It's very helpful. Do you know what we pay them? Do you know what we pay that? What we contribute to FEDC?
Yes, I can tell you, it's right here in this financial report, actually.
8,750 maybe?
Year to date, says from the commissioners, 11,250.
11, okay.
250. Has that been pretty steady, our commitment to them?
We went up a little bit 2 years ago. I think this is the second year at this level.
Yeah.
Okay.
And part of that, when we were looking at that, we were appreciative of the work they put in with the land bank stuff. I know it was one of the things we had kind of talked about and so forth, but yeah. Oh, and they're gonna do an open house and get information out and ribbon cutting and all that for the Learning Center, September 18th. But I don't have the other details. I don't know if those are final, but.
All right, any other new business? Appropriation?
Okay. I have an appropriation adjustment for the ditch maintenance fund, moving $7,673.38 from supplies to assessments. I have an appropriation adjustment within the capital projects fund, moving $10,941 from contingencies to the jail. This is for his fan repair that we had approved during budget time. The contractor that initially put the bid in for it could not get the job done, so we had to move to the second bidder on this. So the 10,000 is in addition. My resolution accepting the bid of Alliance Incorporated for the Wolf Creek Log Jam and Selective Tree Removal Project. Their bid amount was $219,825. I have a resolution approving the bonding company and the bond for Damon D. Alt, elected as Seneca County Treasurer, term expiring September 6th, 2021. I have a resolution setting time, date, and place to receive sealed bids for 164 passenger school bus for the Seneca County Opportunity Center. That will be scheduled for September 19th at 10:30 a.m. here at the Commissioner's office. And those are all the resolutions I have.
Any discussion?
I'll move to approve.
Second? Roll call.
Commissioner Kurt, or Commissioner Stacy?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
And Commissioner Stacy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
And Kirsch.
I voted, I don't know under what name.
All right. Any comments from the public today? Question?
Yes. On this nearly $11,000 additional for the jail for the span repair, are bidders not required to give some kind of a performance bond so that when these kinds of things happen, there's some kind of insurance about additional costs?
Derek's looking into it. Derek's looking into it for us.
So if there would be one, then you might be able to recoup some of that?
Had the work started, or was they just couldn't, it wasn't like faulty work, they just didn't get.
Right.
Right, but isn't that what a performance bond is, that regardless of what the circumstances are, if the first bidder can't get the project done for whatever reason, then that bond pays for any increase in costs? I thought that's what a performance bond was for.
We've never had to proceed with that, so that's why we're having Derek look at that.
All right, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Thank you all for attending. Meeting adjourned.